Hi guys, what's going on? It's Molly here. I just wanted to go over the Google devices that were released, the Nexus devices, and yeah. So first of all, I just want to say before we get into it, I think that Samsung and not Samsung, Google and Apple have deliberately leaked their devices in the past just to build up hype. Because as you saw with the iPad and stuff like that, when the devices were leaked, the more leaks we got, or the more leaks we got, the more hype tended to build, and that did very well for sales. So let's get into Nexus 4, which was leaked, obviously. This is the next Google Nexus device. This is the successor of the what do you call it? The Galaxy Nexus. They look very similar, but you know, this phone is by LG and it has some improvements. It's running 4.2 Jelly Bean, and it's built by LG, not Samsung anymore. It's really nice. You should check out the this webpage. I just want to go through the tech specs right now. Just bear with me. It's going to cost you $349, which is incredibly cheap for the 8GB model. I believe they don't have expandability in terms of micro SD, but it's kind of a budget device. It has the 16GB model is $400. That is dirt cheap for a mobile phone with this kind of power. And let me just get to the power right here. Let's go through it. So 4.7-inch diagonal display. You know, it's measured diagonally. 1280 times 768 pixel resolution with a 320 pixels per inch. That is really nice. Yeah, Gorilla Glass as the digitizer screen is what material the digitizer screen is made out of. You have the CPU as a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor Pro. That is the most powerful processor you can get on a mobile phone to date. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but if I'm wrong, correct me. You know, the weight is 138 grams. Going down, has all these standard things. 8 gigabytes, obviously. And it says actual formatted capacity will be less because you have the operating system, so it will probably be 6 gigs or so. With the 16 gigs, you'll probably have like 12 gigs left. I don't know. I don't know how. Since it's stock Google, it should be less. 2 gigs of RAM, 2,100 milliamp hour battery. That is very nice. I like to see companies have batteries that can actually support their devices instead of putting a high-end CPU and putting like a shitty battery. So HTC. So let's get into the Nexus 10. The Nexus 10 right here is the first Google. Yeah, the first Google tablet. It's the first Nexus tablet for Google. It is a very impressive tablet and it comes at a very cheap price. If you compared to tablets, obviously. Actually, it's not very cheap, but it's very reasonable. It's on par with the iPad. So if you were to check out the price right now in Australian dollars, which is close to the US, obviously the US will be much cheaper, but Australian dollars we get $469. That is very close to the iPad. The iPad is about 520, I guess, in Australia, but it might be cheaper for the US. But yeah, that is the device itself. Sorry if I'm going really fast. I just want to I don't want this video to go very long. This has a monster display. This is the best display on a tablet to date. It destroys every tablet out there. I even think the Microsoft Surface and the Note, what do you call it? The Note 10.1, and it even destroys the Retina display iPad. So it has a 10.055 inch display, which measures diagonally at 2,560 by 1,600 pixel resolution. That's the pixel resolution right there, and 300 pixels per inch. The iPad Retina display is 269 pixels per inch. This is 300 pixels per inch, which is the most powerful. You have it's a dual core. The GPU is a dual core A15 chip. I'm not sure why they went with dual core, but I'm sure it's for a good reason. The GPU is the Mali T604. I'm not sure what that is. I've never heard of that in my life, but I think it's a quad-core GPU. I think they went with a dual-core CPU and a quad-core GPU. It weighs 603 grams, 500 megapixel, not 500, 5 megapixel camera at the back, 1.9 megapixel camera at the front. In my opinion, the front-facing camera is the most important on a tablet, because if you take photos with that tablet, seriously, you look like a douchebag. 16 gigabytes of storage is the stock, and 2 gigabytes of RAM, and a monster 9,000 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery. This thing will last you over a long time. I was really impressed with the iPad 2 battery, and even better, the iPad 3rd generation battery, and this is gonna blow them both out of the water. This is gonna be an awesome tablet. And if I wasn't picking up the Microsoft Surface, I would have picked up this really quickly. As you can see, Google is taking a loss, but they're hoping to make their money back on applications, because they wanted to get into they wanted to take some market share from Apple, obviously, because the iPad is dominating in the tablet industry right now. So yeah, it's a smart move by Google, keeping their prices down and making their money back in applications. So yeah, just to compete, just to put the tablets out there, just to make them very available and very cheap, is very effective. So thank you guys for watching. Tell me if you're going to pick up any of these devices. Oh, and before I forget, the Nexus 7 8GB model has been discontinued. Now they're going to have the 16GB model, which is the base, at 200, I think 200? Is it 200? Let me just check quickly. It's either 200 or 250. Let's quickly check it out. 250. Now if we were to go to this is $300. So thank you guys for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought of this video, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.